Hero said, my name is Lewis, I'm a Hatton Garden jeweller. For those of you who don't know me, which is some of the room this morning, I'll give you a brief overview. When I was 16 years old, I started an apprenticeship in Hatton Garden, learning how to hand make diamond jewellery. I stayed with the guy for 9 years, and after that I just had enough and decided it was time to go on my own. I was looking for an opportunity. An opportunity presented itself in the form of a body piercing studio with a gentleman in there who used to have a workbench where he'd make silver jewellery. And we teamed up together, and I made silver body jewellery, or diamond and gold body jewellery, for the people that he would do the piercings for. Had the shop for a few years until an untimely passing of his, and then I went back to mainstream high-end engagement rings, mainly in Hatton Garden, where I've been ever since 2002. And I've sort of carved my niche in engagement rings, but aside from that, I can turn my hand to anything. So whether you've got a piece of jewellery that you've worn for a long time that you had years ago that's broken and you want it repaired, or if you want something making as an anniversary or birthday present, it doesn't have to have diamonds in. I'm able to do that as well. But my focus is on engagement rings, and engagement rings is really what I enjoy doing and what I've got a real passion for. I'm going to go through, normally I'd use a PowerPoint here, but as you can see it's not on, not because it's not working, but because I've chosen today to give you 4 different case studies and to talk about 4 different things that I can do within the business. And I'm going to use 4 different people in the room as an example of this, and the names have been changed a little bit to protect the innocent. So, as I've mentioned, my passion is in engagement rings, and we've got this gentleman over here, Vashil, we'll call him. He's recently got engaged to this nice Hawaiian girl. And he was stupid. Why was he stupid? Because he went and he bought a ring elsewhere. Why didn't he come to me? Why didn't he Google the fact that I'd written the #1 best-selling book in Hatton Garden? That's why an engagement ring. If he'd have done that, he'd have saved a lot of money and probably bought a stone that's worth what he's paid for it. Got engaged, didn't you? Done something stupid, haven't you? So what do you think you need next for the wedding?
Suit.
Before the suit.
Speech.
Yes,
speech.
it sort of comes in between them both. What do you need?
A wedding ring.
2.
Wedding ring.
One for you and one for her. Now you'll probably go for something that's plain and simple. Your Hawaiian girlfriend, fiance, who's got quite a lot of taste, apart from you, she's quite elaborate and ornate, will probably want something creative. So it's best to come and see me, sit down, and we'll go through something together and design something. Have a flick through here.
Thank you.
Now, once you're married and you've got yourself a ring, you want to make sure that you're happily married. And that's where we meet Clark over here. Now, Clark, you've been married for how long?
I was sentenced in the year 2000.
That's quite a long time. Happily married?
Well, let's not over-egg the pudding.
You'll get there one way or another, either before or after the divorce.
Yes, well, we've got to the bit with the bitter recriminations, but we haven't got to the blessed bit yet.
All in good time. So what do we think that Clark needs here to help with his marriage? There we go.
Forever.
No, just till she kicks you out, mate. That's all. Then once you've got your eternity ring,
What?
you're just going to be happy together.
No.
No?
Okay, an eternity ring will make me happy.
Well, in the long run it will make you happy.
I'll come to you for an eternity ring.
Thanks a lot.
That's all right.
But after the eternity ring, where do we go from there? Are you okay? Are you fine with that? After the eternity ring, where are we up to here? Because I had to write some notes down. After the eternity ring, we need to make sure that, as Mark touched on, till someone dies. Hopefully that's not going to be for a very long time. But when that happens, sometimes we've all got grandparents, parents, and we've all got some jewellery that they have got that they're going to hand down to us. And that's where we meet Mick here, who's been handed some jewellery through. And the jewellery probably isn't to taste. Would that be correct?
Absolutely, Lewis. My great aunt Vera sadly passed away and left me all her jewellery.
And would you be seen dead in it?
It's all women's jewellery, and I save that for special occasions when I'm dressing up.
Would your wife wear it?
No, Lewis. Ugly as sin, I'm afraid.
I don't mean your wife, I mean the jewellery.
I was talking about your jewellery, Lewis.
Right, but I can help him out of this ugly situation. How would I do that? Well, with my years of experience, hand making and redesigning, remodelling jewellery, I will take the jewellery that Mick entrusts to me and we will break it down and make something that his wife would like to be seen wearing. How does that sound?
Marvellous, that's great. And don't forget the last thing.
What's
it
that?
It needs to be properly insured, Lewis.
Well, thank you for prompting me with that. So, we need to make sure. Insurance is very important, and a lot of people overlook that because you think it's one of those evil things that I don't need to pay for insurance, but valuations for the insurance. But when something goes wrong and it goes missing or gets stolen, you suddenly run to your insurance broker and blame them for not insuring it properly and paying you out. I'd like you all to meet Lucy. Look at this poor, distraught young lady. Lucy had recently been burgled. Do you want to tell us what happened, Lucy?
They broke in while I was out in the garden with my dog meditating and they stole all my jewellery.
That is so sad. What went missing?
Everything. They took my tiara. They took my sapphire ring that was part of the Romanov collection from my great-grandfather given to him by Tsar Nicholas II. They took my diamond necklace and just assorted rings.
Ow, so it's worth a pretty penny then.
I bothered to.
But you had them insured, right?
That's the thing, Lewis, I didn't.
Oh, so the insurance refused to pay you?
Well, I got £100 for each, which was the upper limit of what I got from my insurance on Go Compare.
So this poor misguided lady went to a Go Compare website to get her insurance and was only paid a couple of £100 for jewellery that's probably worth millions of pounds. Never mind the sentimental value being handed down from the Russian Tsar, you lucky lady. Now most insurance companies you find wouldn't insure something valued at that, which is why it's important to go to a specialist. And having an independent valuation written out and your jewellery properly assessed is worth every penny that you pay for it. So don't be mistaken and think that, hold on a minute, I've got a valuation from 1984, that will do the job, because it won't, unless all you need is £100. So, my question is, does anyone here know a good insurance broker that they could recommend?
Lewis, top table.
Oh, Mike, who would you recommend?
Me,
Well, fair enough. What a coincidence. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's me, Lewis Malka, and if you think that I've touched a nerve with any of those 4 points and you might need some assistance, then please get in touch with me and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you very much.
That's fantastic, Lewis. Really original. Any questions, anyone? Carol's got a question.
Well, it's not so much a question, but I just want the group to know that Lewis designed engagement. Lewis designed an engagement ring for a really good friend of mine in advance of him proposing to his fiancée. And he also designed their wedding rings, and they're really, really happy with them. They're beautiful, and she still goes on about her rings all the time, so thank you for that. And also he restored some jewellery belonging to my mother, a ruby ring that was missing a ruby, and a couple of clasps that needed tightening. Did a really good job on that as well, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any others? One more question? Anything else?
Nothing else?
Okay.
Succinct
Well done,
to the
Lewis. You're
point.
brilliant, and we love having you, BNI. You're an amazing member. Now we know more about what